the context of tragic events, we believe that social media can be used best to create a sense of camaraderie between those affected, as well as getting information out quickly.
We saw this to be true directly following the attacks of 9/11, when media outlets were able to broadcast live events with the goal of alerting the public.
Social media was an integral part of the terrorist attacks that occurred recently in Paris, France. In the direct aftermath of the attacks, people rushed to social media to post statuses detailing their anger with ISIS, offering support to those affected, and allowing people in close proximity to the attacks the ability to alert friends and family of their safety with the Facebook safety check. Media outlets and bystanders were able to quickly alert Parisians and the global community of what transpired on an ordinary Friday evening in one of the most well-known cities in the world.
In these regards, social media was a source of comfort and a helpful way of spreading information quickly. However, not even 2 hours after the deaths of 129 innocent civilians, already politicians, celebrities, and average citizens were spinning the event to their own advantage on the social media platform with little thought to the selfishness and insensitivity of their acts.
Most notably, politicians such as Donald Trump, Ben Carson, and Newt Gingrich have used the tragedy of the Paris attacks to further their own political agendas by posting on social media and stating in interviews that their own policies or opinions are more important than the actual attacks.
So is using an important event to further your own personal, political, or societal agenda a misuse of the media, or is this what the media has been created for in the first place?
We personally view these selfish acts as a misuse of social media and find that they are deeply disrespectful to the victims and country in mourning. In addition, it takes away attention from solving the root issue.
So if you don't believe that people could actually do this, which at first we didn't because it's so awful, here are some examples of how the media has been utilized for personal gain following the Paris attacks.
We need to take this terror threat seriously. And when Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama cannot call this enemy by its name, radical Islamic terrorism, when they continue to beat around the bush about who this really is and what really motivates them, when they continue to lecture the rest of us about American values, really, let's get real here and talk about who's the enemy and do what is necessary to protect our nation. Because the first and most important responsibility of the federal government is to protect the nation.
As you can see, Fox News is an example of a news source blaming something out of our control on a specific person or group that is unrelated to the issue at hand with the intent of damaging the image of that person or group and benefiting the media outlet.
Political figures have long utilized the media's tendency to rely on quick generalizations regarding things outside of our control.
Advocate that we put a Muslim in charge of this nation? I absolutely would not agree with that.
We problem in this country. It's called Muslims. When can we get rid of it?
Ben Carson's comments on Muslims in America show that he uses his strong position as a political figure not to draw attention to the tragedy of the attacks or even to Paris itself, but rather to blame a group in America that has no direct relevance on the issue, and in doing so, he portrays himself conveniently in a more positive light, in a light where he opposes terrorism and terrorists who are allegedly Muslim. Carson's end goal is to be elected president and appeal to the general masses.
People are also taking to social media to promote messages about the attacks that may have an ulterior motive and are not in support of the victims.
As we can see from Trump's recent Twitter posts following the attacks, Trump is using the situation to support his ideas of stricter immigration laws. Newt Gingrich, on the other hand, used the Paris attacks to prove the necessity of concealed carry permits, as well as to cast Syrian refugees in a negative light. Speaking of social media, as in doing it for the likes, or appearing to support a cause that may have no relevance in one's life just because everyone is doing so, despite it in no way helping the victims, shows that social media can be used for personal gain in addition to political.
Social media trends can be very damaging and done without much thought. Instead of actually doing anything to help the people of Paris, people are showing support by changing profile pictures and posting Instagram pictures with the hashtag #PrayForParis. Additionally, on Friday, Snapchat released a Pray for Paris filter for about an hour that had no way of actually helping anybody in Paris and just made American high school students look like they cared about the issue. These trends are damaging because it implies that if you don't change your profile picture or use the Snapchat filter or post on Instagram, then you support terrorism. An anonymous St. Paul student said, "I'm just changing my profile picture to the French flag so that when I revert it back to the old one, it'll show up in people's news feeds and I'll get more likes."
While we believe this use of the media, especially social media, is inappropriate, some may argue that the media was created by the people, as in citizen journalism, for the use of the people. So presenting yourself in a certain light and furthering your own agenda is well within your right as a patron of the media.
Newt Gingrich may really feel that stopping gun control and letting citizens carry concealed weapons is the solution to a mass terror-centered shooting, but his opinion on the matter really has no place in a sea of information and mourning about a tragic event.
There is a time and a place for political and personal promotion, but addressing a tragic attack on a prominent city by displaying political beliefs or garnering likes on Facebook and other media is neither the time nor the place to do so. When examining the issue from a moral standpoint versus a standpoint of complete freedom of speech on social media.
The discrepancy in the way that social and other media should be used and the way that it is actually used is huge.
If you really feel the need to display political beliefs or present a certain facade of support, we don't believe that one should do so under the guise of selflessly caring for a tragedy when that is not in fact the truth.
Despite our high hopes that social media not be a place devoted to promotion of the individual, it is clear that media was created by the people, for the people, and can therefore be used as individuals so desire.
The aim of our video blog is to merely bring awareness to social media users and to make clear that the selfish use of social media and media in general does not go unnoticed.
Thanks for watching our video blog and tune in next week when we have our next Blogging Head segment.
On dogs.
Bye!